Hello, Brett Shoemaker here for an OG Mastermind Team training video on how to follow up right after a coffee jazz mixer or business briefing to either answer questions or overcome objections. So, what we're going to do first, we've got Billy here. Billy, say hello.
How you guys doing? Billy Brett, nice to see you.
Awesome. Well, guys, what we're going to do, the first objection that we're going to overcome here, or the first question, we're just going to kind of role play here, so it's going to be very natural. We've just got done doing a CJM presentation, and I just came and sat down and sat next to Billy. Hey, Billy, what did you think about what you saw tonight?
Oh, it was great.
Awesome.
I just don't know. I think I have to think about it a little bit.
You have to think about it a little bit. Okay, yeah. Awesome. Now, guys, he needs to think about it. Now, real quick, when I would have first came and sat down, one of the first questions I would ask him, we're going to kind of do a rewind for a second, and say, Billy, what did you like best about what you saw tonight?
I like the income potential.
You like the income potential? Awesome. So are you ready to get started?
Well,
and you see right there he paused. So if you notice, I said, are you ready to get started? And I paused, because then I was going to say, or do you need more information? But now I said, are you ready to get started? And he began to answer the question. So we're going to go ahead. He said, well, and now it's back to you.
My objection would be, well, I need to think about it. I need a little bit of time. I'm not going to get started right away, so I have some questions. I need to do my research.
Okay, awesome. Now, Billy, let me ask you a question. Is there something that you're looking at exactly that may help you actually make a decision today? Or kind of tell me what's going on, what you're thinking here.
Oh, well, I don't have the money either.
Okay, awesome. Well, you know what? That's perfect, because you know what? We can actually help if you don't have the money. Only thing that matters is if you have the ambition and the drive to get it done.
Well, I've got that.
You've got the ambition and the drive to get it done? Well, look, we've got what we call a pre-selling process where I can actually give you a script. We can even work this together, sit down, and actually get your funds together and actually pre-sell, similar to how they do fundraisers, or even how the Mary Kay or Avon ladies go out and sell things. They collect orders and then put the money in the checks that they've received from people in, and then they actually go and place the order from the company.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like something you'd be willing to do?
Well, that takes care of the money aspect.
Absolutely. Well, let's get you in the business.
Okay.
So awesome. So that was, I don't have any money. So the next objection,
I'm going to need to do some research, because I don't have enough information at this point in time in my mind to make a decision, so I want to go home and research.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. What type of research? Are you looking more on the product side, the company side, or just the income potential, the industry in general? Tell me a little bit about what kind of research you need to do. That way I can maybe help steer you in the right direction.
Oh, okay. Well, I probably want to do a little bit of both.
Okay. So is it the product that you don't know is going to work for you, or is it that you don't know if you're going to be able to work the business?
It's probably more of the business aspect.
Okay, so you're unconfident with the business. So now listen, ladies and gentlemen, what I just did is I kind of pigeonholed him into making a decision. Well, is it he lacks confidence in the company, or he lacks confidence in him doing the business, whether it's time related, or he already talked about his money objection. So now he's saying the business. So what I know from he said the business, I know that his confidence, which also means that his belief and what he saw tonight is a little bit low. So he wants to see, is this really real? Are people really actually doing this? So I'm going to say, you know what, Billy? You want a little bit more confirmation that this is exactly what you saw. Is that true?
That's exactly it.
Okay, so kind of some of the incomes maybe were a little high, and you're a money-motivated person, and you want to just make sure that this is the real deal.
Yeah, I'd like to hear some other people's success stories, maybe some testimonials, maybe go Google it and
see what you find.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to give you a gold standard DVD, okay? Because with the gold standard DVD, it's going to give you some, live testimonies of normal people just like you. You probably even may have seen some of them at the business briefing tonight. And I definitely want what I'd like to do, if you have a few minutes before you leave, we've got a 4-step presentation that's really going to show you how to actually build a business. Because I know it can seem unbelievable, but it's very simple and very basic. But what I'd like to do is just kind of walk you around and introduce you to some of the leaders. I know you just heard some people on stage,
Right.
and that's why we put the people on stage at the end, sapphires and above, so they can tell you, what line of work there is, what their background is, so you can actually meet them. But I'd like to, maybe walk you around, introduce you to a few people, so you can ask some questions, because you and me, you have a relationship, you trust me, and we've known each other for a while. But it's probably beneficial if you actually hear some stories of the people that are actually doing this business, the same time I am. Does that sound good?
That would help build my belief, definitely, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So now we've just went ahead and we've attacked his belief or his lack thereof by going out and actually introducing him to some people that have had success, people that he saw on stage, and he's going to be open. And I'm going to say, look, Billy, I don't want to convince you, okay? I want you to feel comfortable and feel confident in your decision. So go ahead and ask questions. As long as you're respectful, there's no wrong question that you may ask, because we want you to get all your questions answered and get everything that you may need to do your own research privately. That's not a problem. And some people always ask right now, well, Brett, let's close the deal right now tonight. Close the deal right now tonight. Well, listen, if I can sense that Billy is really going to do his research and he doesn't want to make a decision right now tonight, then I'm going to be kind of step back. Now, if he seems like he may do it, he just needs to build his belief up right now, and he'd be willing to jump and rock and roll, okay? Then I may go ahead and give him, a little information and say, come on, why don't we go ahead? I may ask a open-ended or closed-ended question and say, hey, why don't we go ahead and get you plugged in the system tonight? Since we've overcome some of your objections, you ready to go ahead and get yourself started and get in the system tonight?
With that specific scenario, I would be, yeah. But for another objection, I might say, well, I don't think I have enough time to work the business.
Okay, awesome. Well, let me ask you a question. Are you, you say you have some time constraints, and I totally understand. Are you married? Do you have any kids? Or do you is your job very demanding? Give me a little bit of your schedule,
okay,
so I can kind of maybe manage. So if you notice, I'm asking, is he married? Does he have any kids? This gentleman is actually not married, okay? He's not married, ladies. He's doesn't have any children. So what I'm actually going to do now is see now, since he said no, he's not married, no, he doesn't have any kids, I'm going to see what is it that's holding him back. Because what it's actually going to do is actually uncover what he really wants and where he's scheduling his time, so I can tell him or suggest to him where he can scale back some of his personal time so he can get his goals and dreams, and that's what we're going to move into next. But, okay, so you don't have any kids, or give me a little bit about, what your schedule is like, so maybe we can see how we can work this into your schedule so that you can be successful. Go ahead and give me a little bit of your schedule.
Well, I just, work kind of a regular 9-to-5 job during the day, and in the evenings I have basketball practice and enjoy time with my friends and family and so forth. So I feel like I'm really busy.
Okay, awesome. Now let me ask you a question, because I definitely understand. So I'm not going to say, oh, you need to get serious. No, I'm going to say, okay, well, you do pretty well at your job. I'm not going to ask you exactly what you make, but I know you're in the insurance business, and I know you probably make close to maybe a 6-figure income or higher, over 50 income. And so I guess my question for you is, Billy, is what are some of your goals and dreams and aspirations? You're a young guy. What is it that you're looking for here?
I'm looking for some extra income, just something over and above what I'm making during the day, and I thought that this might be a good thing to come check out.
Okay, so you're just looking for a part-time income, or are you looking for something that may very well be a situation to where you could create a vehicle to maybe replace your income or maybe make a lot of money? Where's your
Probably a little bit of both. Probably start off with the first part and then could potentially build it into a larger organization where I could potentially replace the job that I currently have.
Okay, awesome. So now listen to what he said. He said, he's a very successful, he does very well at his job, okay, but he even just said he wants to take it step by step. You heard his words, okay? So I know I'm going to have to build him up, start small, but I already know he works hard. He's a sharp gentleman, so he can actually go out and create a huge business, but we're going to have to, give him bite by bite, if you will. So what I would like to do is kind of tell him, at this point, I'm going to suggest an income level. Well, Billy, let me ask you a question. With $2,000 in your pocket over the next 30 to 60 days, would that be a good start from a monthly income standpoint, the extra $2,000 a month, or more or less?
$2,000 would be great, but I would, of course, like to make more than that, but that would be a good start for the first step, sure.
Okay, awesome. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and get you started tonight, okay? Let's go ahead and get him started tonight. So I can get you started tonight, and we'll get you plugged in the system. I'll show you the 4 steps of getting started. the 4 steps of success. Matter of fact, they're about to go over them with you in just a few minutes because they're about to start the meeting back, the 4-step training back. And then we'll actually go over that and give you some action steps, what to start doing immediately tonight when you leave here. And that'll give you an opportunity to now step towards making your $2,000 over the next 30 to 60 days. How's that sound?
That actually sounds great, but I'll go ahead and put one more objection in there. I need to talk to somebody else, spouse, dad, whatever the case may be. So for this, I say I need to go home and speak with my dad because I trust him and he helps me in some of the decision-making processes that I go through on a regular basis. So Brett, I need to go home, talk to my dad about it, hash things out, see what he has to say, and then maybe I'll make a decision from that point.
Okay, hey, I totally understand. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions and you don't take it offensively?
No, go ahead.
Okay, what if your dad says that this is not a good business decision? Because my main concern, Billy, is, not whether he's going to say yes or say no, but, a lot of people make decisions based upon what you tell them, and it would be very difficult for you might agree, right, to go out and recreate everything you saw tonight.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Because you have a lack of experience with this, right?
Right.
So what I would recommend is that if you're going to ask him, let me give you some information. Let me give you a website. Instead of you telling him and you get in and somebody else under you, all this kind of things, why don't you give him some information to review and also, most importantly, bring the product, because coffee is our vehicle, so that he can actually try. Would you be able to do that for me?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, that's step one. The second thing is I would say, Billy, well, sure, that's not a problem. Now, you're very successful. Now, would it be wise to say that you have, some goals of making 6 figures, maybe even becoming a millionaire in the very few short years to come?
Yeah, that will happen.
Okay, absolutely. So let me ask you a question. Is your dad a millionaire?
Actually, he is.
Okay, great. So you actually confided in him in different things. So that's absolutely fantastic. Just go ahead again, take this information. And the reason I ask that is,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So that's for that one. Now I'm going to say what some people will say is, no, he's not. He's about average.
Okay, he's about average. Well, you know what, Billy? Don't take this offensively, but one of the things that I've learned from Mr. Holton Buggs, our Vice President of Sales, he's a multi-millionaire. He's actually one of my mentors. Is what I've learned from him is you never want to take advice from somebody that you wouldn't trade places with, or you might not want to always take advice from somebody that hasn't actually achieved what it is that you want to achieve. And I'm not saying don't listen to your dad. All I'm simply saying is that if you're looking to make a multiple 6-figure income or a 6-figure income or a 7-figure income, it's very wise to ask someone who has actually achieved that level of success. Would you agree?
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I do agree. Hey, Brett, I've got one. What if I don't drink coffee?
You know what? That's a good one. Now, listen, he said, what if he doesn't drink coffee? Guess what? I didn't drink coffee either. So this is a pretty simple one. Well, Bill, let me ask you a question. If the owner of Purina or Pedigree offered you stocks at a quarter on the dollar and you knew the value of them was much higher, would you have to consume the beverage or consume the dog food to actually participate in buying the stock, or would you just buy the stock?
I'd buy the stock.
Yeah, and what I tell people too is, do you believe that the owner of Purina and Pedigree make a lot of money?
Of course.
Do you think they eat the dog food?
No.
Okay, so that's one. Now let me give you another one. Now, Billy, have you paid attention lately? Have you seen, McDonald's? They've changed their, typical coffee cup to McCafe over the last couple of years. Dunkin' Donuts has actually changed their logo from a donut to a coffee cup. You've got even companies like Subway that have started selling coffee now, and they serve a breakfast menu so they can also sell coffee. So as you can tell, coffee is kind of moving very rapidly. It's kind of a trend right now. Would you agree?
Definitely.
So if it's a trend right now and several people, whether you don't drink it or not, if you think about it, I'm sure you can think about some people at your job that are drinking coffee every day, right?
All of them.
Okay. Well, everybody's drinking coffee. Think about it. If McDonald's is making billions of dollars, Starbucks did $10 billion in sales last year, don't you think you can actually make coffee or money in the coffee industry just by providing an option?
That's actually a really good point. I didn't think about that.
Absolutely. So now they're going to drink Billy's coffee instead of the other coffee because they like Billy, and you're actually providing them a great gourmet beverage, a great gourmet coffee, and health at the same time, and they can't see, taste, or smell it, but they can feel it.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, Brett, I've got another one. I'm not really a sales guy. I don't like to sell things.
You know what? That's perfect then. You notice I said that's perfect, and he's like, he wasn't expecting it. So I said, that's perfect. Because you know what? We don't sell anything, Billy. All we simply do is we have what I like to call an America Online approach. I don't know if you remember, but when I was younger, I remember going to the mailbox and grabbing these CDs. America Online used to send these free DVDs out because they knew people would try them eventually. The internet was expanding. So it's kind of the same concept here, what we do with the coffee. We just ask people if they drink coffee, if they're coffee drinkers. But what we're actually doing is not only are we asking 4 questions, which is part of our 4 steps to success, but we're actually building a relationship with somebody and just tying coffee into our relationship. If you notice, when people are out and about and maybe meeting an old friend or seeing somebody they haven't seen in a while, they say, hey, let's go grab a cup of coffee. And whether that person drinks coffee or not, they can say, well, hey, no problem. I'll meet you. I don't drink coffee, but I can sit around and chat with you. Okay. And they'll meet at Panera Bread or Starbucks. So we don't actually sell the product, Billy. What we actually do is we just share it with people, build relationships, and that's really what it's all about.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
So all you have to do, guys, is if somebody tells you they're not a salesperson, say, great, let me ask you a question. Do you know that people are drinking coffee right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all we're doing is simply providing an option and sharing with them an option and an opportunity where they can A, drink a healthier beverage, B, have something that's more convenient, or C, both of the above and also make money. So that's why we definitely also want to let people understand that you do not have to be a salesperson. All you have to do is create relationships, talk to people, and provide an option.
Now, Brett, is this one of those deals?
You mean one of those deals where you can get in, you have a support system of people that are around you to make sure you're successful, and everybody wins?
No, I mean like one of those pyramid deals.
Oh, one of those pyramid deals. Now, Billy, what exactly is a pyramid deal?
Well,
and what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen, right now, I said, what is a pyramid deal?
And I don't know.
And he doesn't know. And most people in society, they don't know what a pyramid deal is. They only know what they've been told a pyramid deal is, which is one of those things and one of those deals where people get in and only the people at the top make all the money. And let me just give you everyone just a point of reference here. When people say pyramid or one of those deals where people get in, the people at the top make all the money is not a true statement. The leaders make the money because they're the ones out showing people, training people, teaching people, role-playing with people, and helping people, most importantly, become successful. So leaders make money because leaders have people following them that they're also teaching and training that are following behind them. So that was one of the explanations for it. But now he said one of those pyramid deals, okay? And so he went ahead and said the pyramid deal, and I'm going to say now, well, Billy, you mean a pyramid deal? Okay, so you're saying one of those things where people get in and make money and all that kind of stuff?
No, because I've had some friends that did something kind of similar. I don't know if they were very successful with it, and I heard that you could lose your money or something like that.
Okay, awesome. You know what? Let me ask you a question now. Has your friends actually been working with somebody who's kind of had some experience and had a lot of success?
I don't know.
What do you think the odds are that they were actually working with somebody that was either having massive results or working directly with somebody that had massive results? What do you think the likelihood of that is?
They probably weren't.
And so the reason I ask him that is because I'm a diamond, okay, at this point. I'm a crown ambassador in my mind. But let's just say, for instance, I wasn't a diamond. Let's just say I was a sapphire, or maybe somebody just got in last week at the gold pack. Well, guess what? They're probably working with me or working with an emerald or a ruby, so they're plugged into the success system. They're plugged into a team and people that care about their results. So I can, even if I'm just a gold pack consultant, I can actually say with confidence, was your person or your friend attached to the special team-like atmosphere and the family atmosphere of Organo Gold and the OG mastermind team here? And so I want to make sure I ask him that. And he says, probably not. Now let's rewind a little bit. And if you notice when he said one of those pyramid things, I want to address that because this is something a lot of times people get twisted here. And when they say, well, is this one of those pyramid deals? And I say, well, once he explains and I realize that he doesn't really know what a pyramid deal is, I say, now, Billy, let me ask you a question. You know, at your job, okay, are there other employees at your job, maybe that are even not at your level or maybe equal with you in terms of their occupation?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is. Okay. And then do you guys have a manager?
Of course.
Okay, and usually there's less managers than the employees, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and then do those managers have managers?
Yeah.
Okay, and so basically it goes all the way up to one CEO, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so basically in the corporate structure you have a CEO on top, maybe some VPs, some supervisors, some managers, and then some employees, correct?
Correct.
So wouldn't you agree that that is kind of a pyramid organizational structure?
Well, I never thought about it that way.
Well, guess what? That's how every company is. And in this business, when you get in, you're actually at the top of your own pyramid, if you will. But actually, you're the CEO of your own business, and you determine who's going to be your vice president, who's going to be your region directors, and who they're going to actually train and teach and develop, and who's going to start at the bottom and work their way up. The only difference here is, Billy, is everybody starts at the bottom, and you've got to work your way up. Doesn't that sound like a more fair situation that you'd like to be involved with, especially knowing that the income potential is much greater than it is at your job?
Now that you put it that way, it makes a lot of sense.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is how to overcome the pyramid question.
Okay, now, Brett, if I get started, how long is it going to take me to make money? I mean, doesn't it take a long time to make money?
You know what? That's a great question, and the answer is no, it doesn't take a long time. The question is, how willing are you to be coachable, teachable, and trainable? Because I'm going to show you a system that I want you to follow, and I'm just telling you now, if you're willing to be coachable, teachable, and trainable, you can make money very quickly. Are you willing to do that?
I am, so it sounds like I will.
Oh, awesome. So here's the deal. One of the ways you can start making money right away, we've got an awesome retail script where you're not actually selling coffee, okay? A lot of people think this is a coffee sales business. It's not a coffee sales business. What it actually is we're just going to launch a business like we would do any other business, like a cleaners or a laundromat or a restaurant, and tell people that you want them to help support you, do you a favor, and you're going to market and launch your business at the same time. So that's one way. Retail sales, you're going to return your money on investment very quickly and even have some profit, which you can actually start to reinvest in your business through sampling and marketing and things of that nature. So that's exactly how you're going to do the retail side of it. We also have, when we sit down after you get started tonight, we're going to sit down and do a 4 steps to success. Matter of fact, if you're at a presentation or a business briefing out there, guys, you're going to probably hear the 4-step training after every single presentation. But if not, maybe we did a home CGM, so we're going to do the same thing at the home CGM. And now you can tell Billy, look, we're going to do the 4 steps to success in a minute, and we even sit down and do a customized game plan, especially for you to see the type of people that you know and how fast we can actually start making money today. Because all we've got to do is invite some people, put them in front of the information online at OG Business where they can see the website live and see the business opportunity that you just got done seeing, okay. Or maybe even see a conference call or hear a conference call or all types of different things. So we'll actually cover that tonight so you can start making money even tonight, because as soon as you get started, your website is up. So it's really up to how fast you're willing to start working and how coachable and teachable you are. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, that is a major objection that we just overcame there. And Billy, I know for a fact, is excited to start making money right now today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, well, that's it for this OG Mastermind Team Training video. I'm Brett Shoemaker.
And I'm Billy Bray.
And we are happy to provide you some powerful overcoming objections. See you guys at the top.